Welcome back, Tailflater folks. Jeff and Officer Gregg out here with you today on a blistering hot summer day in mid-July. Hey, we wanted to bring you something a little bit different today. I recently picked up 3 new 22 pistols, 22 caliber pistols for my 4-H club. Some of you might have known from past videos, but for the past 12 years I have ran and operated a 4-H shooting sports club here in my county, and we bring in kids from the surrounding counties also. So we take kids who are anywhere from 9 years old up to 18 years old, and we teach them all about firearm safety and how to accurately and safely operate pistols and rifles. So we are limited to 22 caliber on these guns, but one of the things I like to show the kids is different types of actions on pistols. So when it comes to our like our rifles on the range, we have lever actions, we have bolt actions, we have semi-automatics, we use scoped rifles, we use red dot sights, and of course we always train the kids first on the use of just standard iron sights. So recently though, we've been operating for the last several years with the Ruger 2245. This one happens to be mine. I have 4 other guns here that are registered to me, but they are club guns. These were donated by various gun stores and interested parties who wanted to make sure that kids were educated in how to safely operate firearms. As many of you probably know, kids these days are told that everything has to do with guns is bad. We're trying to show kids that, listen, guns can be good, they can be fun. Good people use guns all the time. Oh, we got the Navy flying over, stand by. Longtime viewers know that every time we come out here, the Navy swings by to see what we're doing in their F-18 jets. So kind of an expensive drive-by, but they're always interested in what we're doing out here at the Tailflater site. Anyway, we've been using these Ruger 2245s for quite a few years now. We have 5 of them that the club uses. Kids also bring their own revolvers or semi-automatic pistols. But one of the things that I've been kind of concerned with lately, I want to be able to show the kids a standard slide action pistol, so that if they ever in the future come across a 9mm pistol, a 45 pistol, whether it belongs to them or someone else, a family member, they know how to make it safe and or use it safely. So I recently, in a nearby town, went down and bought 3 pistols. We have 2 Walther P22s, matching, little twins there. They're also sequentially serial numbered. And then we have a Smith & Wesson M&P 22 in flat dark earth, which is pretty cool. This is kind of a scaled down pistol version of the one I use at work. So this one was kind of fun. Jeff and I were just breaking them in a minute ago. I had to bring these out here anyway and kind of run some rounds through them and make sure that they worked and that they were safe for kids to use when we start up again in the fall. So of course Jeff wanted to come out and we run some ammo through these things to make sure everything works out here. So we've got a grand total now of 8 pistols that belong to our 4-H club that the kids can experience different types of action. Those of you familiar with the Walthers, a lot like the H&K, know that it has a magazine release that's the kind of the European style up here on the back of the trigger guard versus the American style mag release here behind the trigger guard, a push button thing. We also have different safeties. In the US, almost all pistols are made with a click down safety, click it down for fire. Whereas these German pistols, you of course click it up to fire. So if we couldn't be any more confusing for the kids, we'll give them a try. So for the last several years we've been teaching kids on this Ruger 2245, also called the Mark III 22. It's a little confusing because you got 3 buttons there. So our kids have gotten pretty familiar with dropping the button in the front to release the bolt, like so. They also have, of course, a magazine release button down here, and then the safety is on the back, up for safe, down for fire. So that's something that's visually easy for me as the instructor to look across the line and see that all of our kids are in the same condition at all times. As you can imagine, safety with kids is paramount. If we had 1 kid injured in this program, the program would be instantly shut down. So in 12 years of shooting sports, we've had no one injured. We're going to keep it that way. So another American style pistol, as everyone's familiar with, is the Smith & Wesson. This is a miniature version of the one I use at work. It's got the standard old slide release here on the side, which is still very stiff because it's brand spanking new. Of course, it's got a standard button style magazine release and American style safety, which almost all American pistols up for safe, down for fire. So that is a standard style pistol that I would like them to become familiar with the operation of that too. So recently introduced also is the Walther P22, a German style pistol, has European style controls on it. Standard slide release, however, the magazine release is right here behind the trigger guard, and the safety is completely opposite from American pistols. Down for safe, up for fire. So they're fun little pistols, they look really cool, and the kids absolutely love shooting different types of guns, so we just have to kind of keep the confusion down when we're running them through these different types of pistols. Jeff asked a minute ago why the bowling pin was on the table. We have a little fun game we shoot out there where we set up bowling pins, 10 for one team, 10 for another team. Each team picks one shooter, and that shooter has only 10 rounds. And we don't time it, but we see who can kind of race to get those bowling pins knocked down. And one of the things the kids have always found for years and years is that the person who jams through and fires really fast is usually going to miss pins and will only knock a couple down. The kid who's nice and slow and uses his sights and uses all the fundamentals of shooting will knock down every one of those pins and almost always wins the game. So there you go. Don't be a speed demon.
Don't be the hare, be the tortoise.
Something like that. Don't be the hare. And then, of course, we always flag our pistols in 4-H. We want to be able to look across the line to make sure all the kids are safe. So we always, when we're done shooting the pistols, we flag them with these lovely little customized OG chamber flags made out of weed eater string and duct tape. So I want to be able to look across the line and make sure all rifles and all pistols are 100% flagged and safe before they are put down on the tables. That's it. Let's get to some shooting. Okay, I'm ready.
Welcome back, guys and gals.
To Buffalo's Outdoors. What pistol do you have there, Jeff?
The black one.
Yeah. That is the Ruger 2245.
All right.
Jeff is running the Walther P22.
In 22.
In .22.
.22.
Which is half of a cabbage in the UK.
Okay. I don't shoot pistols in. If I can hit this thing, anyone can. I wasn't hitting it.
I think there were 2 out of 10 there that hit the head.
I heard a ringing, but maybe
yeah, that ringing, that ringing wasn't your memories of Vietnam. Round 3. There you go. What pistol are you shooting now?
the Smith & Wesson M&P.
Folks, Jeff knows the name of the pistol. You don't need to write your corrections in the comments.
You gotta wait about 10 seconds till they actually type it in a rage.
Oh, okay, in a rage.
Yeah. It's an outrage. Okay.
Smith & Wesson. Oh yeah, you did much better with that one.
Yeah, I kind of hit it.
That's a pretty comfortable shooting pistol.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice pistol. All right, let's try some more Ruger.
Ruger. I like this.
I thought you were going to go 10 for 10.
I know. How far away is that?
That's actually closer to 20 yards.
Or if you're American, about 30 Slim Jims away.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready. What are you going to be shooting there?
This is the Ruger 2245 again, the Mark III.
Okay, we got an F-35 flying over right now.
Woo!
They're a little noisier than the F-18s.
You're going to hit the F-35.
Good. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Almost, you know, a little more practice, you can get, you know, up to my speed.
One of these days, I'll become a police instructor. Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson.
M&P 22 compact.
Okay. That's a great target, Stan.
Yeah, it's awesome.
When I was growing up, I heard of the 4-H club, but I had no idea what they did. I didn't know anyone who was in it, and maybe if I was involved in something like this when I was a kid and learned you know, be responsible and have a really good mentor, I wouldn't have been such a rotten teenager and gotten in so much trouble. So now that we have a little sampling of just a little bit of what 4-H does, you could find out if you have a 4-H club in your area and maybe volunteer, or, you know, get together with your buddies and bring all your kids there as a kind of a group activity. And teach your kids that there's things outside the internet that they can do, like outdoor stuff. I'll put a link in the description so you could locate your own 4-H club in your area, and you could probably just sit in on a meeting and see if it's something that you're interested in doing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.